All right, and welcome back to another episode of the weekly real estate roundup. I'm Haenn with Berger Realty.
And I'm Pat Davish with OCNJHomes.com.
This week we're going to do something a little different. There is a new construction project that was just listed that's pretty exciting down here in Ocean City. So we're going to go over what's available there and also take you through the whole offer process from start to finish for a new construction project. So the project that just became available is the old Chapel by the Sea location down at 55th and Asbury Avenue. It was a huge corner lot, had over 220 feet of frontage on Asbury, about 100 feet deep. It has been subdivided. They are building a corner mixed-use building with 3 commercial units on the ground floor, 3 residential units upstairs, and then you have 2 3-bedroom duplexes being built on the other lots. 2 single-family homes, 5-bedroom, 4-bath apiece, and they also have 1 vacant lot available for sale. That includes plans and permits. We're not going to go into the pricing in details today. Everything's going to be listed below in the comments, so you can see it down there for further details. And if you have questions or want more information, you reach out to us directly. And we'll jump into Pat here, and he's going to explain kind of the process of if you are interested in new construction, how it works and what you have to do.
All right. When you make an offer on new construction home, clearly you're making an offer on a home that's not even built.
That's sight unseen.
Or pre-construction. It's sight unseen. You're working off the plans there. So you make an offer contingent upon seeing the plans and specs. The next step on the process after you reach an agreement on a number is you have 2 deposits. You have your initial deposit, which is due 7 days after the agreement, and then a second deposit, which is also due after you have a full sample of the actual working plans and the specifications on the new home.
Right. So you have an opportunity to get to review everything. You're seeing exactly what you're getting and what you're paying for. So again, so you get to walk through the plans and the spec sheets, and at that point, once you're comfortable with it, then your second deposit's due.
Also, that gives you a chance to ask any questions, anything that you had interest in the building. But then after you look through the plans and the specs, you review that, you're comfortable with that, you jump into the fun part. You get to look at the selections that you can make that are remaining at the building and possible upgrades that you can actually do to the building to further customize it to your personal home.
Yes, a lot of these builders right now are building, at a high level with good finishes, but someone might have a different taste that they want. They want dark hardwoods, or rather than granite, they want quartz, all these type of things. Depending on the process and how early you get in, you can make these selections, even down to the siding color.
Yeah, absolutely. And then it can be a fun process for people. It can be overwhelming. I mean, as you buy, the builders usually have a plan and the finishes that they're going to use. So, it gives you that opportunity to truly customize it and make it yours, which a lot of people enjoy and is a perk when you're going in to buy a home in pre-construction.
Yeah, new construction, right. You get to meet with the builder, you get to come down here, like that, so you're picking all the selections, and there is a process, a timeline. Okay, we need to have this answer by this date. And it might be a bit overwhelming at first, but as you're seeing the house being built, it gets really exciting.
And then also what's different to a new construction contract compared to a normal residential contract is that you're going to have 2 settlement dates. You're going to have the estimated closing date, which is a date that we assume that it might be finished, but then there's also an outside closing date, which is typically maybe 30, 60 days outside that original estimated closing date, that in case anything is to arrive, during the winter months, bad weather, anything that delays the construction process, which as of recently ran into supplies being backed up. But that gives the builder a little bit extra time to meet that closing date. So, once we write the agreements, there will be 2 closing dates on there to just make sure that, to cover any of the unforeseen.
Right, because you're going to run into setbacks along the process, and much rather have them take their time and do a good job than rush something and give you something that's not completed to your standards.
Yeah. So then, before the actual closing date, you will get, times to meet with the builder, and you'll have a final walkthrough, either with the builder themselves or a representative from their company, where you'll go through the property, look through it very thoroughly. You can even bring a home inspector if you'd like, to thoroughly go through the home and make a thorough punch list that the builder will have to either complete prior to closing or will complete through closing, depending on the financial situation to close, or however you come to an agreement with the builder.
Right. So those things you're going to walk through and point things out that, hey, this isn't what we picked, or this is what should be done. And majority of the builders, they jump right on it and get it done for you and fix it as it should be. We call it like a blue tape inspection.
Yes, correct.
You walk through a new construction house, you see little pieces of blue painter's tape everywhere. So those are all items that got to be fixed.
And after you go to closing, you own the home, you're in the home, you do have a peace of mind because you do receive the New Jersey new home warranty, which is, they call it the 1-2-10 new home warranty, because you're covered everything down to the appliances in the first year, 2 years for all major mechanicals, and then 10 years for any structural items in the property. So it gives you, just like I said, a peace of mind moving forward that this new home was built to the highest standard, and you can rest assured that you got a good quality home.
Yes. And one of the things that me personally I like about new construction, for my clients, is that it's new, it's less maintenance. Depending on the process where they get in, they get to pick exactly what they want. And it's, you're putting out a modest deposit, maybe 5% of the purchase price, and then you don't own you don't have to pay the balance until they get the certificate of occupancy at closing.
Yep.
So you're not putting out this huge exorbitant amount of money through the 6 to 10-month process that it takes to build.
Yep.
Now it depends. If you're making a lot of changes, like moving walls and upgrades, you're gonna have to pay a little bit more out of pocket up front.
Yeah, that deposit can change. Sometimes the builder likes to hold a non-refundable deposit depending on the upgrades that you're asking for them to make, because then it takes it from a spec home to more of a custom home. And if some reason the deal falls through, that now they have to carry and try to sell with your upgrades or changes.
Yes. So that's pretty much the process from start to finish. I'm sure that we overlooked some things, but if you guys have any specific questions, feel free to reach out. Pat and I are very knowledgeable and experienced in the new construction process. We do a lot down here. Ocean City is fortunate that we have a lot of different new construction projects. This was just one that hit the market this past week. It's an exciting project.
Absolutely, very exciting project on a huge lot. They're making subdividing it into 6 separate properties. That doesn't happen all the time down here in Ocean City. We fight for every inch to find that amount of space down here. It doesn't happen very often. So, and honestly, during this whole week, we really didn't have many new listings to really look into, and this project came up, and we just thought it was a great idea to bring this to light, because really there's not much new listings coming across. So.
All right, so we want to thank you guys for tuning in again this week. We appreciate all our viewers and subscribers. Again, if you like what you're watching, please like, subscribe, follow us, comments. Our contact information is down below also, so we're easily reached. And we'll see you guys next week.
Great, and like we said below, everything will be below, all the information that we talked about. If you ever have a question, don't hesitate to reach out. See you next week.
Thanks.